Oh, I must be tripping. What?
Alright, I'm Pyro from Diabolical League of Awesome. I'm here with
Timo,
Timo.
the director. I can't speak this early. The director of Iron Sky.
And Tero, producer of
Producer. Which is can't talk. It's
I think anybody can talk in the morning.
Yeah.
We gotta
Too
have
early for
coffee,
talks,
energy
I know.
drinks, whatever. Alright, now first things first, I gotta tell you guys, I love this movie.
Thank
Ever
you.
since I first saw it, that one trailer with the kids in the classroom, and like we come from we're Nazis on the moon. That's all I can say. And first question is, where did this idea come from? Like, you have Nazis from the moon.
Where did it come from? It came from the internet. Honestly, the thing is that it's actually quite well-known conspiracy theory. It's based on the fact that Hitler had secret weapon experiments, and some of them were more to the esoteric of the nature. So we kind of started to look into that. I mean, we were sitting in a sauna in Finland after a shooting day. We were working on a previous film, and we were sitting in a sauna, and then a friend of mine said that let's make a film about the Nazis from the dark side of the moon. It sounded really funny, and it sounded really familiar at the same time. So basically, we started to do a bit of a research. We started to look into the topic and found that there's a lot of people in the world who actually believe that there are Nazis on the moon. So we ended up finding that interesting and quite funny, and then we decided to start looking into the film itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not lying.
You're not lying.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty true. I mean, anyway, everything what goes with sauna, you can't lie. That's a holy place.
That's true. So nice.
Imagine, I've never been in one, but I can imagine it's probably a holy place.
It's a holy place. You can wash your sins there.
Yes, you can.
They kind of steam out your sins.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Instead of washing.
It's pretty good. Anyway.
See, what about the Hollow Earth one, where the Nazis coming from inside the Earth?
Oh,
Why not that one?
you're talking about Iron Sky 2. Well, that's interesting.
Serious?
How did you know?
Alright. I know, back to the Nazis on the moon. Like, you had Nazis on the moon. Why not Soviets from Mars?
Oh, God, that's boring. That's not really. I don't think that the Soviets could. They would have never lasted long enough to get to Mars. I mean, their stuff would have broken up halfway between there. They would.
I can wholly agree that
Yeah.
Mars are just pieces.
Exactly. No, but it was the whole Nazis on the moon mythology is something that there's a lot of so good amount of information there. But in addition to that, there's also science fiction has always been about Nazis a lot. There's in every science fiction movie or TV series, there's always the Nazis, whatever they're, the Imperium or you know the whatever, like in Star Trek, there's their own Nazis and all that. We kind of took that just a bit further, and we decided let's go right there and just have the real deal.
Let's have Nazis in this movie. Why not?
Yeah, but it's a good topic, and it's interesting to work on, because at the same time you also enter in the realm where you can actually you can do anything, and you can do actually really rude stuff, and we didn't want to do that. We didn't want to go into kind of pissing on the history and the people who suffered because of that. We wanted to take the concept of it and kind of bring it to future and then mirror it to the world of today. If you know, do you think that's right?
I think you're just perfect.
That's great.
I think it's good that you're not taking it too seriously.
Not too seriously, no. But of course, you gotta still take it seriously to a certain point. Historical accuracy is, for example, one of the things that when you do film about Nazis, you have to be historically accurate to a certain degree. So we kind of decided that we made up our own sort of alternative history, but at the same time we didn't change the real things that had really happened. We just kind of added a bit there more, and assumed a bit more.
So, where did a lot of your design influences come from? I noticed you had like space zeppelins and UFOs.
Yeah.
And it looked like the Nazi stormtroopers still had MP40s.
Yeah.
So, what are your lot of inspirations for those designs?
It's really, steampunk.
Yes.
Yeah, steampunk has been like something that we've been reading a lot about steampunk blogs and steampunk art. That's something that we always like, and it's just something that kind of came naturally. We wanted to create something big, something really Nazi, and something. It's called diesel punk, actually, to be very specific.
Familiar with it.
Yeah, so it means like it's militaristic, but at the same time it has this kind of a nice crustness and beauty to it. So it is.
The entire look of the film looks fantastic. Like the little landing pads inside the moon base and everything.
Yeah. It's really. We did a lot of work on it and years and years of work to get the kind of the look and the feel of the whole Nazi moon base in the right shape. And I mean, the big thanks goes obviously to Samuli Torson, who was a CGI master, and Jussi Lehtinen. Jussi Lehtinen was a concept designer who kind of together, me and Samuli and Jussi, we kind of drafted all that. Visualized what it was.
Things like the giant swastika building on the moon. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that's quite sort of obvious, but it's really hard to get a giant swastika right. Trust me, because you have to get the scale there. It's 3 kilometers long, so you have to get the scale there. So we were really fighting to get that scale in that big swastika. So it was hard.
All right. So another one is, why make Sarah Palin president? Do you have like a time machine that takes you to the future so you already know she's president? Or
she's not Sarah Palin. She just happens to have a resemblance to her. No, but it was the idea was to play around, kind of create the worst nightmare of American presidents. So combining George W. Bush and Sarah Palin together, and something else. I mean, I've been following a little bit of your country's election this year also. Yeah, it's quite interesting. So it's a nice round. We kind of didn't want to specifically go into any specific person. It was good that we decided we kind of picked up somebody who is Sarah Palin, who is like really a noticeable figure, but isn't really in the game, but still is a good person to be put some dialogue in her mouth, and it sounds really intelligent.
Yeah,
so it was pretty.
She has some fun clips from the trailer that I saw.
Yeah.
Of what was it? Every president starts a war in their first term gets reelected.
Yeah.
How's this?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What was it like watching this movie in theaters for the first time with a huge audience of people?
In Berlin, yeah. In Berlin, we had a huge theater, and I was really nervous because it's really hard to say. I mean, there's so many variables to it.
Yeah, I mean, it was 1,200 people, packed, huge cinema, and you have been doing this film like 6 years, and it is Nazi team, and you release it in Berlin. It was quite special.
Yeah, there's so many things that variables like how did the Germans take the Nazi thing? How does the comedy find its place? How does the look of the film work? How does this everything together? And I hadn't seen even the very finished version. that I'd seen like 99.97 version, but it wasn't completely finished. So I was kind of.
It was completed 2 days before the premiere.
Yeah. So we were. I was really. I can't remember anything from the screen, but it was really. It went really well. I mean, it was received really, really well in the end. But I was really nervous.
That's what I've been hearing. That it was receiving very well wherever it's being shown.
Yeah. And it's good. I mean, it's fun time in the theaters in a way. That's the thing about Iron Sky. It's like. It's nice to show it to a big room, and I think the people they find that it's fun. Especially when you go to Berlin. Berlin is obviously much more like hard art films and stuff like that, like European small art films, and then somebody comes with the science fiction comedy there. It was a relief.
So why did you choose Berlin to film it, to premiere it?
To premiere it, well, maybe you want to say that.
Well, I think it was quite from the beginning. I mean, first of all, it was clear that we wanted to co-produce it with Germany. Not necessarily so much from the topic, but very simple reason we needed German actors. And then sort of like once we finally got the schedule, you know, for the production, and it also kind of fit that we will complete the film somewhere there. So Berlin sounded really like a good place.
So Berlin was just a natural option for it?
It was more like a natural option, but also I have to say it was kind of a dream option because of the thematics.
And has anyone really just... Alright. Well, let's just skip that question. So, is there any news on a US release? Because I am dying to see this movie.
Entertainment One, who is distributing the film, they did not set the date yet. They are just going to do that in a couple of weeks' time, and it's going to be in the springtime. I don't have a date yet.
I don't have a date yet?
No.
Alright then.
We will have the date soon.
Date soon, well, I'll keep looking for it, because I really want to see this movie.
Very good.
Great.
And it was nice meeting you guys.
It was good meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And have a wonderful stay in Austin.
Absolutely.
And
Well, actually, we're leaving now, but...
Oh, you're...
But, yeah, we had fun.
You had a fun stay in Austin.
Yeah, very fun.
Yeah.
That's good.
Alright, good.
Only moments ago, New York has come under attack. Witnesses claim to have seen hundreds of UFOs. It's opening fire! Oh my God!
From the dark side of the moon, and we come in peace.
Who are these guys anyway?
Nazis from the moon.
That's too much.
One word from me, and the invasion from the moon begins.
Invasion? Y'all must be tripping.
Now my question is, what do y'all plan to do about it? Because we just happen to have a little something up our own sleeve. All presidents who start a war in their first term get reelected.
Und fegen alle diese Untermenschen von der Erdkarte.
Shit, this just keeps getting better and better.
We are the promise delivered to all mankind. We raise our hands to one nation. We march to the beat of one heart. The world is sick, but we are the doctors.
Wir sehen uns in Valhalla.
He's a little nervous.
Yeah.
How can we tell? You just cracked your voice.
Really?
Yeah, you're like, how can you tell?
That's nasty.
You'll be fine, dude.
Okay, let's go.